pass interference on defense, and he just looked up and they called it on the defense.
It was the refs.
It was the refs. The SEC bias. They paid that man 15 Hellcats. Kirby Smart injected 7 demons. The last challengers. The real ones with the engine, not the fake electric. No, the real deal spiel. That was one of the most exhilarating and broken games of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgia outlasts Georgia Tech after being down a total of 17 points. They come back with like 2 minutes left off of back-to-back phantom pass interference calls down the goal line, and then a blatant missed holding call. So I'm going to talk about the game. I'm going to yell about the game because I'm not too excited about what I just saw, and I'm not excited that I had to go through 8 overtimes to do this, okay? First of all, Georgia Tech, win the game. Y'all was up 2 whole possessions, up 17, but it's not your fault. You know why it's not your fault? You want to know why it's not your fault? Because the play, first off, targeting. I'm not a big targeting guy. I don't like what targeting gets called. But if you're going to call targeting, hey, on that Haynes King fumble, it did surely Durley look like he had his goddamn full noggin going full torpedo. No call, fine. That's crispy as a frisbee. That's crispy as a frisbee. But on that same drive with the play action, which was offense, it was offensive pass interference, and they called defensive pass interference. I hope I have that play saved. Can I show you something? Can I show you something? Yo! What's happening? Like what year is it? What year is it? Yo, look at this. He's all up on him. The refs have been completely abysmal. The play action call, not the pass interference. This was ruled pass interference after a tipped pass, but that was the first one. I'm talking about the second one. I wish it would show it to me. I wish it would show it. And then they do the swinging gate on 2. Let me just talk about this. I'm going to put it at the end of this video because I recorded too many. Like, there were 7 different times where I thought the game was going to end. I'm going to just put that at the end of me just sad and tired and sad throughout all the overtimes, okay? This game was too long, and y'all almost got me to forget about how terrible the refs were, but I can't. Completely abysmal. Like I said, there is a pass interference call where the offensive player rammed into the gentleman, and he's looking back and like throws him down, and the defensive player's like, yo, what happened? What did I do? But okay, that's a ticky-tack call. That's a ticky-tack call. But then to miss the holding, oh my God. And then we get all the way here. I'm exhausted, dog. I gotta be honest with you. I had the whole thing about SEC bias. I was about to get in to the whole not Kirby Smart, the Nick Saban thing, talking about how dominant the SEC was, or maybe Lane Kiffin taking a shot at the ACC and Big 12 over their college football rankings. It's ridiculous. The difference between playing in the SEC, ACC, and the Big 12. Clearly, Georgia was struggling against the ACC team. Now, this is a rivalry game. I want that to be pointed out. This game is typically a little bit more, you know what I mean? A little more competitive. So you definitely got to see that. Can I just say, because I was getting ready. I was so happy. I was getting ready to load up the Haynes King Love Mobile. Pause. That sounds crazy. But my narrative I had going was just, hey, Haynes King is just a dog. We fell in love with Haynes King at the beginning of the year when he sent Florida State season on the tumultuous. That's not how you say it. Bad. They had a bad season, and it started with Georgia Tech out there in Ireland. And I was hoping that Georgia Tech could do the same to end the season. Again, it seemed like the perfect thing. This is a Georgia team, that senior class, who has not lost a home game. So this was a lot of witchcraft and wizardry happening. You thought the Chiefs were bad. No. The Georgia is performing black arts. They're doing black voodoo arts to make these things happen. Because Haynes King went crazy. Can I show you these stats, dog? Leading rusher of the team, and there's probably gonna be a part where I'll put it at the end because I'm talking about them winning and oh my God, we're gonna win. It didn't happen. 303 yards passing, 26 for 36, 8.4 average, 2 touchdowns. And then you go to rushing, 24 carries for 110. He didn't just rush for 100 yards, dog. He had an efficient day rushing as a quarterback. And then, of course, shout out to Jamal Haynes, 13 for 91. Hey, that's not a bad day. Shout out to you. Yeah, it's not like Jamal Haynes wasn't helping. But this man, Haynes King, just decided to put his team and all of Atlanta on his back out there in Athens. Sadly, it wasn't enough. But I do not want it to be disrespected because this guy, we fell in love with him early. We fell in love with, again, Haynes King. He deserves whatever he can get. Whether it's another NIL deal, I don't know how many. What is he, a sophomore, senior, junior? He's a junior, so he's got more NIL deals in him. So Atlanta, let's get him right. Let's get him right. Georgia didn't just take, Georgia, that game was way too long. Way too long, dog. That was intense. That was a phenomenal game. If I could say something, man, Georgia Tech was really giving it to him. Georgia Tech was really giving it to Georgia there. Again, for most of the game, Georgia just looked really flat. They looked like a team that just, I guess, thought they were just going to, like, Georgia Tech was just going to roll over them. Again, or they were just going to let Georgia roll over them. Again, this is a historic rivalry game, so I don't know why they would think that. At the end of the day, Georgia storms back in a remarkable way. I do want to point out that when that offense was clicking there at, right here in the fourth, they scored 21 points in the fourth. Jesus. 21 points in the fourth quarter. They were just, for some reason, only in that last few seconds. Nate Frazier was going crazy. Like, all of these yards, half of these yards were in the fourth quarter. I'm telling you. More than half those yards were in the fourth quarter. Arian Smith at halftime was the leading rusher with 1 rush for 30 yards. Like, this was a dirty game from Georgia, who, if you're an SEC fan and you're a Georgia fan, you shouldn't be happy about it. And as a Texas fan who could potentially play them in the SEC championship, I'm happy. I wanted Georgia Tech to win because I think it would be a little more funny for Georgia to lose. But now, if we do beat Texas A&M and we get in the SEC championship, we don't have a charged up Georgia team that just lost to their rival. We have a beat up Georgia team that just went 8 overtimes with Georgia Tech, and they did that with their rivals. Last thing I'll say, I talked about how terrible the refs were. Just abysmal, just awful. Awful. What's also terrible is these overtime rules. NCAA, we gotta go back to the drawing board. I don't know. Maybe do like a Pepsi halftime performance or something, because this is just garbanzo beans. 12 o'clock. But yeah, like this video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content. Do all that fun stuff, man. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Peace. Pass interference on defense. The offensive dude drove him 15 yards, and he just looked up, and they called it on the defense. Here we go. God, it's 3 overtimes. It's 11:42. Third overtime. Georgia Tech score can win. Georgia Tech score can win it. Motion across. Hikes it. Haynes King sees it, believes it, doesn't achieve it. God damn it. Win the game. He's running. There's a flag. There's a flag on the field. Oh, man. 6 overtimes. Georgia versus Georgia Tech. This could be the game. Georgia goes for it onto zig route. He looks right. He looks left. He dropped it. He dropped it in 6 overtimes. I'm tired. I want to record this video. 7 overtimes. Georgia Tech could end it here. Let's see what they dial up. Oh. They're getting funky with it. Swinging gate. This could only end in one way. Negative. Do what we gotta do, how we gotta do it. Here we go. 42-42, 7 overtimes. Rivalry. Georgia Tech. 17-point deficit is what Georgia had to overcome. In motion. Doesn't hand it off. Haynes King gets fucking stuffed. Jesus Christ. 8 overtimes. Georgia coming back from a 17-point game. 42-42. 2 points. Please, it's 12 o'clock. End it now. Hand off. And that is the game. Somehow, Georgia comes back. And you want to know how the how is? It was the refs.